Hello, welcome. Hi, welcome. Hi, welcome. Hello. Alrighty, so we are waiting for the queue to form. It is another great day. Hi, welcome. Hi, welcome. All right, so while we're waiting for the line to form, because, this chat is being recorded, so you might be watching this on YouTube. But speaking of other social media, because, it comes up. Actually, I'm going to just lift this up here a little bit. Sorry, I just had to do a quick adjustment there. Okay, that is better. All right, so talking about other social media, this is the world that we're in now. Everything is, you got to have social media. It doesn't matter what kind of business industry you are in. You got to have social media. You got to have a way that people can get in contact with you. And then a lot of people want to be able to connect with their different content creators. So that would be the other thing that you need social media for, to be able to genuinely connect with people, because that's what people are looking for. Everybody's looking for connection. So welcome. It is another beautiful day here on TikTok, at least for me. Hopefully for you as well. So as I was saying, talking about social media, I get distracted so easily. It's crazy. So in the world that we're living in right now, it is important to have a variety of social media. It doesn't matter what kind of industry you are in. You are in makeup, you're in medical, you're in metaphysical, you're in baking, whatever it is, you got to have social media, and you got to have a lot of social media. I was actually saying yesterday that $1 million idea would be having a course called How to Social Media, because a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people get into particular industry thinking, okay, well, I'll make an Instagram, I'll make a TikTok or whatever, not a big deal. But ultimately, if you're going to commit to whatever you're going to commit to, having social media is clutch. And on top of that, having a variety and consistently posting, that is the key. Am I really good at this? No. And I'm afraid that the AI summary is going to be like, oh, creators talking about social media and giving tips. I hate when the AI summary does that. It makes assumptions. No. I'm talking about social media, but I'm not giving tips on it. And I'm not an expert in social media by any stretch of the imagination. I would like to make that very, very clear. Having said that, I do have a variety of social media where I do offer different kinds of content. So I would say, sorry, I should probably introduce myself. Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Letitia. I live in the Greater Toronto area of Canada. Shout out if you're from Canada. Hello. And my platform, my page, my profile is twofold. So I have two sides to the type of content that I produce. Side one, makeup. All things makeup related. So this is where you will see my hauls. You'll see makeup tips. You'll see makeup looks. I go live here on TikTok weekdays from 12:15 until 1 p.m. I always do a different makeup look each day, and I will always post that look on my Instagram. So you can catch me there. And then on the other side of things is the metaphysical side. So on this side, you will see I've got, ooh, puppy, shaking their booty. Hey, I know you. That man. Thank you. Hey. Happy to see you. So the other side of my platform is the metaphysical side. So on that side, you will find that I've got lots of beginner-friendly tools and resources, doing a lot of education on that side, also providing the service of tarot reads to give you that insight and direction if you feel that now is the time for you to get that. I do also have available, so you can do a live reading with me here on TikTok, which is the cheapest offering I have when it comes, especially to readings, but when it comes to pretty much all of my products, except for my free product. So the problem with doing the readings here on live is that there's no privacy. And I think sometimes when Spirit is communicating with me, it sort of gives me, even though it is tailored to you and your situation, it does give me sort of broader scope, if you will. Whereas my new addition is written readings, personalized written tarot readings. So that means that this is a reading for you and you alone. So if you didn't want to do it here on live, you can request or submit a request for a written reading. And that's someplace that you can get some insight and information as well, too. Jane Marie, hi. Hello and hi. So yeah, that is me in a nutshell. Thank you for the likes. My favorite color is blue, and that is why you will see I put blue hearts on everything. So appreciate the likes, sending it right back at you. That is right back at you. I was just introducing myself. For those of you who don't know me, I feel like you should. I feel like you should just know me. I've been around long enough. You know what? That might be my fault. you can ask a question if you have a general question, but if you're asking a question that something for you, like reading wise, that is bookings. But if you have a general question, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have as it pertains to makeup or the metaphysical. So any general questions I'm happy to answer. That's why I'm here. But if you're asking about something for yourself that I would need to do a reading for, then you would need to submit a request for that. As I was just saying, I have a couple of options. I am opening up for more options soon. So the two options I have is here live on TikTok. There are no limits to how many cards are pulled, but usually it's somewhere between 5 and 15 cards. I'm pretty succinct that way. Additionally, at no additional cost, you get a pendulum ask. This is my pendulum. And if you're wondering what a pendulum is, because not everybody knows, a pendulum is a divination tool. It responds to yes or no questions. So I do offer the pendulum ask as an additional little perk, as it were. But yeah, so readings, that's what I do. My reading offerings right now, because I've just expanded. So right now it's just here. Well, sorry, let me rephrase. My reading offerings, I have 2 offerings right now. I will be offering more, but for now, these 2. One is here, live, TikTok. I pull some cards. I do the pendulum. We see what kind of insights you've got. Or if you want something that is going to be a little bit more in depth, a little bit more personal, a little bit more for you. Because as I said, when I'm here live on TikTok, I really feel like Spirit gives me a more broad details. And with the written reading, it is definitely going to be more succinct, more detailed. And that is available there as well, too, in the link in my bio. So moving back along, I'm all over the place. I'm talking about this, I'm talking about that. But I think I started this conversation talking about the different kinds of social media I have. I've got TikTok, like most of us. Obviously, you have TikTok too. That's why we're here. Unless you're watching this on YouTube, in which case now you have YouTube. But in any event, I've got TikTok. On TikTok, I post a variety of things. It's really dependent on what the vibe is. But I do try to keep it to my 2 topics. So that is makeup and the metaphysical. So you'll see me posting things like makeup looks, makeup tutorials, makeup tips, makeup hauls, cosmetic hauls, skincare things, all of that on the makeup side. And then on the metaphysical side, I will post info, beginner-friendly tools, beginner-friendly tips. I'm very big on helping beginners because I know what it's like being a beginner. It's not easy because you feel very uncertain. You feel very not too sure about yourself. To have support, I'm happy to do that. I'm very, very happy to do that because I know what that is. Also, got Instagram. On Instagram, you will see me posting. Usually I am reposting the stuff that I post on TikTok. Not everything though, because Instagram does have limitations. Instagram does not like videos over 3 minutes. So nothing over 3 minutes I'm able to repost onto Instagram, but most of the TikToks I post, I will repost onto Instagram. Additionally, on Instagram, I will also post other pictures and different things. So I will do a different look every day. I'm here Monday to Friday doing these live chats. And I always put on a fresh face because, I feel like it's important, especially considering my platform. So I do a different makeup look every day. So I will always post a look of the day on my Instagram. So that's content that I put on Instagram that I don't put on TikTok. And then I also have Threads. Now, I'm sorry, Threads is just Instagram Lite, if you want to call it. So I don't do anything special on Threads. Mostly what I post on Threads is generally what I've been posting on Instagram. So it's just reposts of Instagram. But I do try to engage with other people's content on Threads because that's important too. And then lastly, for now, I've got YouTube. On YouTube, I do tend to repost the TikTok posts, but what you will find on YouTube that you will not find on TikTok are these live chats. So these live chats, I do repost these on YouTube as a long form content. So if you wanted to watch this live chat in its entirety, you can do that on my YouTube. And then over here in this little area where my finger is, or this thing is covering, is the latest. Can you tell what it is? You see? I guess if I hold it to the light, you might be able to see. But this is the latest platform that I will be releasing very, 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 very soon. Probably before the end of the week or by the end of the week-ish. This platform will be released soon, and lots of fun things coming on there. Completely different arena, completely different platform, completely different type of content that will be over there. So that is me in a nutshell. Oh, I just put my mouth on that. That's okay. I'm the only one touching this, so it's fine. That is me in a nutshell. So this is where you can find me, always under Sky Blue MUA and Tarot. I do have other accounts, but I don't have any other accounts under this name. So that is where you will find me. That's what you'll find me as. Thank you. Heart. I love when people do that. I love when people give me the finger when they come to my live. Give me your fingers. Tap that ass. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. But it's been said, so it's out there. Now, I am working on other resources, tools and resources to help on the makeup side. The only problem is with the makeup stuff, it is more demonstrative than on the metaphysical side. So I have to change the way that I'm going to be delivering that information. Just because it is different. Now, on the metaphysical side of my life and my platform, I've got lots of tools and resources to help baby readers, beginner readers, anybody who is starting off on this metaphysical journey. So it is super important, if you are tarot reading, that you understand that there is a difference between reading the tarot and doing tarot reads. Okay. Let us just very quickly touch on what that difference is, because people don't know. And then I will go into the tools and resources that I have available to assist you. So thank you. So doing a tarot read or reading the tarot. Doing a tarot reading means that you are doing an intuitive reading. You can use any deck for that. Now you can use the Rider-Waite, but ultimately if you're doing an intuitive read, you are using any deck. If you are reading the tarot, this is a different thing. If you are reading the tarot, you are using the Rider-Waite deck. These definitions are finite. It is very clear cut. There's no room for interpretation. There's no room for you to just intuitively decide what you think it means or feel, or what it feels like. Reading the tarot is clear, concise. There's only one meaning. There's only one way it can go. Now, there may be layers to the card's meaning based on the color, based on the number. There would be layers of meaning, but even still, those layers of meaning are finite, definitive. Okay? There is no wiggle room for that. If you're doing an intuitive read, then yes, absolutely. You would use whatever your feelings are, your intuition. You're looking at the imagery, you're looking at shapes, you're looking at colors, you're looking at all kinds of, that is so perfect. I love that. Crystal Dreams. Thank you, baby. Right? You're looking at all different kinds of things. But here's the caveat. All right? Here's the caveat. Before you can do this, right? Before you can do intuitive reading, you need to have this foundation first. It is super important. This is your foundation. This is where it starts from. This is where it all comes together. We need to know the Rider-Waite, right? We need to know what the suits mean. We need to know what the colors mean. We need to have an understanding of this before we can branch off and do our own thing. This is very similar to any other field you are working in. All right. If you think about in the medicine field as a doctor or a nurse, what is the first thing that you learn? You learn the foundation. You learn the history of nursing, history of medicine, the foundation of these things. Then you go off and you become whatever kind of doctor you want to be. You want to be a geriatric. You want to be pediatrics, you want to be whatever, right? Family medicine, but you always start with that foundation, right? You always start with that foundation. Same in the metaphysical world. You got to start with that foundation. You got to start with the Rider-Waite. You need to have an understanding of this before you can go off and do your own thing. Having said that, I have a guide to help you with that. This one is Rider-Waite Tarot for Beginners. Read the cards with confidence. In this guide, I introduce you to the Rider-Waite keyword method. The keyword method gives you keywords that you can associate with different repeating cards that happen in the Rider-Waite, making it easier to make those associations, so that you are not having to memorize 78 different card meanings. Now, the starter guide is a free download, right? You can get that anytime you'd like. I also have the complete guide. There are two versions of this. So there's the starter and the complete guide. The starter introduces the keyword method, gets you started. You can definitely take this and run with it. However, if you do have an interest in your education, the complete guide is where it's at, because in the complete guide, I have all of the details. I've got the decans and the zodiac characteristics. I touch a little bit on the zodiac characteristics and I elaborate on the decans because these things, you got to see how they all come together. I also talk about the color meanings, and then I give you some information on like how you would assimilate all of this, how you would use this. So definitely pick this up if you would just like a starter, just to kind of see, if it's something that you are able to understand. And then the complete guide to elaborate on that education even further. Now, as you start getting into doing tarot readings, you might start with maybe doing like for friends and family. That is a really great place to start because when you have a little bit of like background context, it really helps for you to, give people insight and direction. But the thing that I will say that is sort of a disadvantage to doing readings with friends and family, especially when you're starting out, is that what should I say? It makes you sort of forget some of the etiquette, some of the rules, some of the things that you need to keep in mind. Because things are more casual with a friend or family member, the professional aspect of it tends to get lost a little bit. So for that, I've created Quick Start Tarot 10 Etiquette Tips for the Beginner Reader. This actually is a pretty good deal because there are 5 bonus tips. So technically 15 tips to help you. And it's just a collection of etiquette tips, things that are to your benefit to know before, during, and after you've done your readings or after you're doing your readings, just so that you can ensure that you're doing things properly. I'm always a big fan of doing things that feel right. But you also want to make sure that you're not offending the spirit world. You don't want that. Now, as you continue on your journey, you will find, I have found this for myself, that decks are kind of like tattoos. You get one, and for whatever reason, you want to get more. I'm all for it. Like, I have got, in this room, as we speak right now, there are 3 decks with me. And I've got like 2 or 3 more in another room. I love buying decks, especially when I see a deck that has, you know, a favorite. Like, I'll show you actually the one that I'm currently sitting with, is my Nightmare Before Christmas deck. So Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, but also one of my just favorite movies of all time. Lots of wonderful imagery on this. But it's just another one of the decks. So you can have as many decks as you want. I ain't going to tell you not to buy them. But what I will say is that it is super duper important that you develop a relationship with your tarot or oracle deck. Now, there are a number of ways that you can do that. However, I have found that journaling is the best way. I will stand 10 toes down. Journaling is the best way that you can connect with your tarot or oracle deck. Now, you can journal any way that you would like. Some people, they just print out sheets. Some people will just buy like a notebook or something at the dollar store. All of that is good. But if you're looking for guided journaling, I do offer a journal called the Daily Deck Dialogue. In this, you will find the opportunity to do 2 readings a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. You're capturing lots of cool details here, how you're feeling, the deck that you're using. In this space up here, I tend to write if I've had any remarkable dreams or anything like that I remember, any thoughts that are lingering in my mind. Anyways, you will ask a reflection question both times. You will drop anywhere from 3 to 5 cards both times, capturing lots of details like imagery, feelings, whatever you want. And then some reflection there. At the end of the day, you've got some journal prompts. I don't answer all 5 questions every single day. Sometimes I do. Sometimes just 1 or 2 questions feel appropriate because they're not always going to be applicable every single day. So I just answer what feels appropriate or applicable for that day. And then there's some check-ins at 7, 30, 90, and 180 days. So you can see what kind of repeating cards, themes, and messages come up for you in that journaling session. Now, you don't have to go to 180 days. I just leave it there in case that's what you want to do. But journaling, if you want to develop a relationship with your tarot or oracle deck. And then lastly, what I also have available is a beginner's guide to crystals. In this guide, I go over color meanings, shape meanings, how to use crystals in your everyday, but more importantly, how to use crystals with your tarot practice. Now, I will never be the one to tell you that you can't buy a crystal simply for decoration. Absolutely. Buy 100 crystals for decoration. I got a whole bunch of them over here that I could show you that are just for decoration. However, if you want a crystal to do a job, You got to tell it what to do. You have to activate that crystal. You got to connect with that crystal. So I do include in this guide, these are all digital downloads, by the way. I have physical copies because I got to show you what I'm talking about. These are all digital downloads, but in this one, I've got a crystal activation ritual. This is a very easily adopted activation ritual to get that crystal to connect with you. And then you can tell it what to do, give it all kinds of jobs because that is what it lives for. All right. So that is everything that I've got going on. Details are in the link in my bio. If any of these sound of interest to you, I will say this starter guide, I get downloads of this every single day. Every day I get downloads of this. This is my most popular download. I had to make it free because it's crazy. So this is my most popular download. I get downloads of this every single day. I have had several people DM me and tell me how much they love this, how helpful it has been for them. And I keep saying, I'm so glad that that's helpful for you, but girl, this is only the tip of the iceberg. This is literally the tip of the iceberg in terms of details. The complete guide, far greater, far greater. Way more details in there. Like I said, I talk about the decans. I talk about the zodiac characteristics. I do touch on the zodiac characteristics just because you'll see how it all comes together. Like when you're thinking about planet placements and everything, there's a lot. There's a lot to cover. Now, are either of these going to make you a Rider-Waite expert? The answer is no. They will not make you an expert. However, they will make you feel more confident in having a better understanding of how the Rider-Waite works. Because a lot of people are intimidated by this and think like, I don't know, it seems like a lot. I can't memorize all of that. Yeah, that's why we've got the keyword method. Now, I didn't invent the keyword method. I just like to make that very, very clear. The keyword method has been in existence for a very, very long time. I have just made it very concise and easy to understand. All right. I've made it so that you can see those repeating themes because it is all about repeating themes. The whole deck is one big repeating theme. So this guide helps you identify that, making it easier to understand, giving you that foundation in a sort of quicker way. So that when you do go on to do your readings, you're not having to flip through a book. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants you laying out cards and then going, hold on, let me check and see what that means. You shouldn't have to do that. Okay. Not only is it disruptive for your querent, and the querent is the person who's asking the question, but it's disruptive for your flow and your connection with spirit. Okay. You're channeling spirit, you're looking at the cards, it's giving you something, and because you don't feel confident about that, you want to check the book and read the book. No. You want to relieve yourself of this dependence. All right. Okay, so that is it for me today. I think I'm just going to do a really quick collective pull, just to see, I don't know, something's just, I feel like somebody might be watching outside and they're curious. So let's do a shuffle. Let's do a shuffle and see what comes up for the collective. Now, this is going to be very generalized because, of course, the collective includes a lot of people. So I'm not going to have anything that's going to be super duper specific. But I do get the feeling like somebody is watching me from outside, like on their FYP. And they have some curiosity. So let's see what comes out. Let's see what comes out. I'm heading out soon, so let's do one last little shuffle here for the collective. For the collective. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Bang, bam, boom. Ooh. All right. So, we've got Seven of Pentacles. Resources, time, money. I feel like this might be for me. Is about to change. We're going to see some changes, some big, significant changes, mind you. But, and there is a but. You have to take action. That's what it is. That's what it is. So financial changes, resource changes, but I really feel it's more financial I'm getting on this, is the feeling that I'm more leaning towards. So financial changes are coming, but you need to take action. Financial changes, action. Action. You need to go. So I don't know who this is for. Maybe it's for me. Maybe it's for you. I don't know. But if you think this is for you, claim it. Claim it. Claim it. If you think this is for you, claim it. And take action. If you don't think this is for you, that's cool. You can swipe. It's all right. But if you think that you would like to have a written reading sent to your email, details are in the link in my bio. Details are in the link in my bio. You can get a written reading. Shanthia, thank you for calling me beautiful. How are you? I am great. How are you? I'm just actually getting ready to log off. I just did a quick collective little 3-card pull. And what came up was finances to change, but action is required. So if you think this is for you, claim. If not, no problem. Release. Release. Shanthia. I was going to ask a question. Hold on, sorry. I was going to ask if I can ask a question because I wanted to know if this person would come back. Love your makeup, by the way. Thank you so much. I always post my makeup looks. I do a different look whenever I go live here. And I always post those looks on my Instagram. Now, with regards to your question, I don't do yes or no questions like that. I appreciate you for asking. Now, I don't know who this person is. Jays Finds 88. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. I don't know who the person is. Shanthia. Okay, sorry. What were I saying? Okay, good. So I didn't even finish what I was saying. So I was just saying, I don't do yes or no questions like that. And I don't know who you're asking about. However, I will say this as a free piece of advice. Thank you for that. The taco. As a free piece of advice, if the person you're asking about is a man, as in Y chromosome, what I will say is you need to get this. You can get the ebook version in the link in my bio. Just look under my affiliates. You need to release yourself from guys and find you a man. Because if he's sticking around just to stroke his own ego, what is that doing for you? On to the next. If he don't want to give you the time, don't give him the time. On to the next. That is what I will say. That is free advice. But again, I highly recommend this. Affiliate link is in my bio, in the link in my bio. The ebook version. We need to stop wasting our time. We need to stop wasting our time on men who won't even piss on you if you were on fire. That's it. Anyways, I have to go. I'm a Scorpio. I love the toxicness. Ooh. So I understand that you might like the entertainment. I know Scorpios. You like the entertainment. But you genuinely do not like the toxicness. Nobody really likes the toxicness. Some people might like the entertainment of it, but you don't actually genuinely like the toxicness. Because if you are sitting at home saying, oh, you know, he did this again, or I'm upset about this, or I wish he would da-da-da-da. Do you see how these are not fulfilling for you at all? There's no way you like that. There's no way you like sitting at home wondering if he wants to fucking look in your direction. That is not something that people like. You might be entertained by the toxicity of it all, and the behavior of that, but I don't think you genuinely like someone who's toxic. Nobody genuinely likes toxicity. I can't imagine that. Any intuitive guidance, hoping. Jay's find 888. I'm just about ready to log off. I was just answering a quick question. I do bookings. The details are in the link in my bio. I'm logging off right now, so I wouldn't be able to accept you for a live tarot reading on TikTok. However, I do have personalized written readings available, so you can book for that. Or you can submit a request for that, I should say. And then earlier, before you came in, I did do a collective pull, just these 3 cards. Finances, about to change, action required. So that came up. If you feel this resonates with you, then claim. If not, no problem. You're welcome. But in any event, I'm going to go now. I have given all the advice I can give. Like I said, details are in the link in my bio. Please feel free to have a look at what I've got going on there, because I've got a lot. Number 1, affiliate link for that book. And tools and resources for beginner readers. The Rider-Waite Tarot for Beginners, I do have 2 versions of that. The starter guide and the complete guide. The complete guide elaborates much more so. Also got Quick Start Tarot, 10 etiquette tips for the beginner reader. There are actually 15 tips in this particular guide. Then I've got Daily Deck Dialogue. This is a guided journal for developing a relationship with your tarot or oracle deck. And then lastly, I've got a beginner's guide to crystals. This is a comprehensive guide that goes over color meanings, shape meanings, how to use crystals in your everyday, and more importantly, how to use crystals crystals in your tarot practice. I also include a simple, easily adoptable crystal activation ritual in here. And then lastly, these are all my social media. I will never approach you offering readings or anything like that. All the details are in the link in my bio. You will find me primarily here on TikTok. I do come on here weekdays from 12:15 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, offering readings and insight and education. Also, I am on Instagram and naturally Threads. Also, if you want to watch this live in its entirety, I do repost them on YouTube, so you can find that there. And I will be releasing a new platform very, very soon. It's going to be before the end of this week. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. So until next time, I will see you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. All the best. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace, love, and titties.